Okay, I am back, and I am back a little bit late again, as usual. Only 10 minutes though. Only 10 minutes last time, 10 minutes this time. I have a problem with just going off and like looking at crap, whatever. Scrolling on X sometimes just to look at whatever dumb stuff. Anyways, let's get back to our daily because I think I'm going to be able to finish chapter 5 today. I think I'm going to be able to finish it right now. Okay, back up. I am back. I'm back again. 229. Back, and I'm finishing chapter 5. Control C. Boom, 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 boom. Doom, 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 doom. What are we doing? Ba 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 ba. Okay, not a very good wine. Okay, so that's gonna be right. Not a very good wine. Uh, and this one. What's going on here? Why? Reload. That. Oh, great. Control Z. Uh, undo set ID. P. Uh, what was? Do. Uh, redo. Redo. Set ID. Why? Why am I on rotate? This is what I want. There we go. Okay, there we go. There we go. Copy. Go ahead and paste. I don't know why I had it on rotate, but some I did switch it to rotate. Paste. This is page 2, and this is all out. I'm dry again. Try again. Right? And try again. And 5 princess gets a room. That's fine. And then copy, and we'll go over to here, and we'll paste it. But instead of calling it dry again, we'll call it ran out, right? No. Oh. Okay. So one she doesn't like, so she goes down to change it. The other one is the count waits uh until she's empty, right? That's the dragon one. And then uh this third one is where the count tips it over, I think. Um Now, I didn't really give a motivation or a logic to why the count thinks that. Yeah. Hmm. Let me think. Let me think. A little distraction. You know what? Okay, so there's the thing, right? Remember in I don't know if you ever played it, so it depends on if you, the viewer, assuming there's more than just me watching my own streams or whatever, or assuming somebody's watching this on the VOD later. If you've ever played The Secret of Monkey Island, I'll give you a little bit of a spoiler. You go into there's a shop where you can buy like a pickaxe, and I think there was just stuff that you could pick up for. There's just 3 trials because remember, Guybrush Threepwood was going on 3 trials, and one was skullduggery, where he was digging up. One was digging up treasure, and the other one there's a couple other trials, and you go to the shop and you get I think you get the pick from there. Anyways, so you're in the shop, and now for years I never knew how to get out of this, but eventually something I read told me that you can follow the shopkeeper out because he periodically he would leave, and then you would check around the shop to see if there's anything you could take or anything you could do, and he always comes back before you could actually like take anything. And so eventually, I think I read about it somewhere. I don't think I think and I think it was later, a lot later, um, before I actually found out that you could follow him. So you follow him, and then he takes you. He goes and visits the sword master, I think, and that's how you know where to go to next. Um, but so I was thinking that with the imposter princess, um, could be the same setup. The count there could just be um, the count could continuously try to distract her by tipping over the bottle or whatever. It could be over and over again. It'd be kind of funny just how many times you do it. And she leaves, and then before the count can do anything, she comes back. So each time he turns back into a bat, and so eventually you get the idea that where she's going, she's getting more wine, and so that she should be going to the wine cellar. And this would actually be a puzzle. This would actually be part of the game later on, the point and click version, or even the text parser based version. But right now, I could allude to that right here by by saying that he does it a couple times. Right? He waits around. Um, he um, like maybe he tries to get her to leave. Right? Like maybe I should put this in my notes. I should put this in my notes here. um, uh, can use as a puzzle later, but uh, the count uh, needs to find a way to get the imposter princess out so he can search her room. However, each time she comes back, and then finally he gets the idea to follow her, uh, realizing um, she could lead him to the real princess. Um, for this, for phase one, I can just reference it in the one page. I could even, it means I have to actually have some extra stuff. She has a two-way magic mirror, so she probably has a like a vanity or something, and I don't know. Maybe I'll just reference it on the one page because I can put in this extra little extra bit of interaction here. Um, where he looks into a couple of different deals before he actually. Yeah, I might do that. I might do that. That means that chapter 5 is not going to be done today. I have an hour, and I mean I can get this part done uh in a few minutes. I can get the majority of that done. But if I try to do this extra thing, um, here I'm going to say this. I'm going to leave it like that. Um, and I am going to do that. So, the cat finds the princess. Okay. Okay, let me check something here. Riz in the bottle is mostly full. The cat sneaks in and pushes off the table. Um, let's clear that output window because it's too big. Um, so he actually follows her in this page. Um, but we can do a couple of extra pages here where he's searching around a room. And I actually, um, there's actually a little deal here, which is not, it's not like a big deal, but in reality, you shouldn't be going through a lady's, you know, bedroom, right? Yeah, I mean, you all know the thing, right? Um, so either I got to find a way of framing it in such a way where we're not really, you know, I don't want the count. I want the count to be the count's going to be a gentleman anyways. He's going to be charming and stuff. So I mean, vampires have to be anyways. Even vampires in our fiction nowadays, you know, they're supposed to be seducing, you know, be able to seduce people so that they can drink their blood or whatever. There's no blood drinking in here though, so it's and everything he does is all family friendly in here. But that's kind of the point too, is that he isn't gonna go searching through her underwear drawer or something, you know, dumb like that. And yeah, hmm. So maybe um, well maybe I could make it part of the humor where it doesn't get that far because every time he tries to, you know, like open the drawer or look in the closet or something, or even the bathroom, maybe maybe that's when she comes back. Because I remember that's in Monkey Island, the old man that runs the shop. He'd always come back whenever you tried something. That's how I'll handle it. I'll do that. That's how I'll do it. In fact, it'll make it easier and quicker to do everything too, for that matter. Okay, so this is where he actually follows her down. Um, but yeah, Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Okay. That's how I'll do it. All right, so let's go back to naming this. This is where he uh uh okay, a needful distraction. How about that? That, and we'll do Control C, go in here, Control V, and we'll actually remove the underscores because it's the title, but we'll leave the capitals, and there we go. And now we have our three deals. In fact, let's do this. Let's put this over here on this side, and this is going to go over here because this is going to have three deals of its own. So let's do that. And they all, she comes back. Um, okay, so it'd be three options. Then it's like, okay, she comes back. I don't know if I should do like the full. Let me think. Let me think. Should I just do a one? Okay, I'm thinking for a second, quick second. If I add three more three more pages, do I want to do the full thing where he goes through each, like he goes through drawers and then through a closet and um, the restroom, bathroom, whatever, and the bathroom, and but he doesn't actually get to go into either one of those, any one of those. Yeah, okay, so here, let me show you. I guess since there's only two people watching, which could just be me, it might not even be anybody watching at all. Um, so this is what I call a three by three, and that is where you get to pick the order, but then the remaining options are in a specific order. In other words, you don't get to go through all the choices in exactly the order you want. You just get to first pick the first three choices, and then the remaining choices are just kind of linear, and that kind of eliminates some of the amount of pages. So what if I still do this, but I collapse it to just three? If I do that, and I collapse it to just three, right? Uh, yeah, try again. That's another interesting thing. Um, Let me think for a second. So if I did this like I do those above, um, I could do the 3 by 3, and it's okay. So the 3 by 3 wouldn't strictly be each of these, right? It'd be more like he tries it 3 times. He tries it 3 times. Is that right? All three of these could go to the same page, and then I could branch the page out into a 3 by 3. Um, I don't know. They could go to the same page, and I could give it another 3 options, collapse the 3 by 3, so it's only 3 pages, and that might be all right. I don't know. Maybe. That's kind of interesting. So, how many is that? That's only 14 pages. That'll only be 17. That's interesting. That's more than I thought. Um, let's see. Well, the first one. Here we go. Wait. Chapter 1. Wait, that was only 13, huh? Hmm. 14, 14 or 15. Then chapter 2, right, is 30. 3, of course, 3 is a long way. That's 43 on that one. Huh. Okay. Chapter 4 is how many's on chapter 4? So chapter 4 only is about 30 also. Huh. So this being 17 won't be a bad idea. Okay. Let me think for a second. Actually, I think this is what I'm gonna do here. I'm gonna collapse into 3, and so this is gonna like go to 1. So let's go ahead and let's add one more. Okay, so that's gonna go into here, and so these are all gonna go here, right? And then he's gonna decide. Okay, he's still gonna. Okay, so I don't know how to make it less like creepy that he's gonna be searching through her room. So let me ask ChatGPT. Okay. Okay, so back. to the account in the fake princess's room. Okay, we'll see what it says here first. Looks like it's getting too long in the tooth again. Oh yeah, Spectre Sneaky. I've decided that I want him to maybe search her room before getting the idea to follow her downstairs. But this is a family-friendly comedy, fantasy comedy adventure. Comedy adventure. A gentleman wouldn't be searching through a lady's you know, a lady's chest, a lady's drawers. However you want to say it, that doesn't sound creepy. Dresser. So I'm trying to frame it so that it isn't as creepy as it sounds. They need to find a real princess. My thought is to have him start to search the dresser, closet, and bathroom, only to have her return before he gets anywhere. That way, story-wise, he can search her room for clues, but still maintain a semblance modesty. Oh, semblance. Let me see. So then I can sort of frame it as a joke. Tonal tripwire before 7. It's a good storytelling. Here's how to frame it. While still letting the count search the room in a useful way. How to stage it. Beat level not suggestive. Make the count explicitly uncomfortable. Be brave and touch. Look for clues. One does not rifle in such places. One glances responsibly. He has boundaries. His joke is his discomfort, not invasion of privacy. Search only neutral public-facing objects to dresser, rummaging. Aim for a nightstand. Letters, rooms, writing desk, table, wardrobe. Door open. A crack, then immediately shut it. Bathroom sink. Crucially, he never opens drawers. He never handles clothing. He never looks inside anything personal. Okay, that's a good idea. A good, useful use of the AI. You can even lampshade this. The count opens the wardrobe door, fraction minutes, immediately averts his eyes closed again. Nothing of investigative value or moral value. That's a clean laugh. Abort the search for comic timing. Yeah, well, that is what I'm gonna do anyways. But I want to just make sure that I'm not stepping on something that I shouldn't be. For a drawer, footsteps. He leans toward the bathroom. Door opens. Um. Pulls out magnifying. Looks at a nightstand. Reluctant, respectful, interrupted, self-aware, that turns potentially creepy beat into character-building comedy moment. No thanks. That's all I needed. In fact, the two-way magic mirror is on a what do they call those? What do they call a dresser with a no, it's vanity, right? What do they call those? Vanities? Um, it's like a desk with a mirror where a woman might put on her makeup. Vanity table, dressing table, toilet. Um, I can reference uh, the dresser and say something like a vampire is always a gentleman, so I shall not need to search a dresser. Probably wouldn't find anything interesting there anyways. There anyway. Yeah. Yeah. In fact, I'll put a line similar to this event path, so it will be like the uh, the account mentions being a gentleman and decides not to search the dresser. Just before he actually searches the vanity, it will have a few drawers, but it's more like a desk with makeup and such. It sets moral boundary, reframes the vanity as a desk-like surface, not a personal rummage. The drawers existing doesn't matter. And therefore, this action is safe. Okay. So he can search that. What else can he search that avoids the aforementioned problem? Letters. Cricket painting hiding a safe. Portrait that looks too real. A tapestry with symbols that don't match. Travel trunk, careful but safe. Closet, bathroom. So would a closet still be off limits even if it just holds a few dresses or something and is maybe already open. Presumably the unmentionables would be in the dresser. Plus, this is a hotel, so it wouldn't be everything that's in a regular bedroom. Get away with the closet. Long answer was style and wit. The closet, not the same category opera as a dresser nervily. It's more like checking the coat rack than rifling through socks. Uh, Semi-public by nature, usually sparse. A few dresses, a cloak, maybe a hat. Players assume minimal personal clutter. Translation: less intimacy, more utility. It's already open. An open closet is practically inviting commentary. He's not snooping, he's observing. Main garments are outerwear. Even old school etiquette agrees with you here. Gentlemen may observe gowns. He simply does not open drawers. He glances. No skeletons in this closet. Pity they are usually very forthcoming. What you notice about the closet? A missing dress, why only three? A garment that doesn't match royal fashion. Mud on the hem. A heavy dress that looks like it's concealed something. A heavy hanger. All observational. Garment bags. Does not check pockets. Doesn't move clothing aside. Vanity is okay. Okay. So, um, okay. So would a hotel room have a vanity in the main room, but also a regular table? Like there's usually a table in most hotel rooms with a couple of chairs so you can eat or play cards or something. Um, would the vanity be in a regular? Too bad that went back to good. Okay. Uh, it pinged me. I didn't realize, Rookie, you were saying. Oh, anyways, yeah. Good evening, Rook. I didn't notice you there on the thing until you actually pinged me on RC. So, anyways, yeah, welcome. Um, I'm cutting it a little bit close. I've got about 40 minutes left to finish this. A regular hotel room. Maybe the vanities in a yeah, there might be a vanity. It wouldn't be really a hallway, but it's a little area in front of the bathroom. Yeah, extra wiggle room. Mirror often above the desk. Closet or wardrobe. Bathroom with its own mirror. Writing, eating, makeup, card games. Separate vanity tables, believable if the room is royal, noble, vintage, boutique, fantasy theme. Suspicious, yeah, suspicious goblets of wine. Well, that's going to be the thing here. She's a drunk, basically, and a wino, whatever you want to. I don't know what you call lady winos because a lot of them seem to really love their wine a lot. So I don't know, but yeah. Um, I don't know how to look up, how I would look that up. Hotel room. Standard hotel room layout. Okay, let's check the images out. A suite, right? Yeah, except for I need to know what's what. Okay, this is a bathtub or shower. This is also a bathtub. This is a sink. There's that. Um, door, little kitchen area, table. Okay, I get that. Let's try upscale. Twin bed with the little table there, but there's nothing like a vanity. Um, let's see some here. I don't really want to ask ChatGPT about pictures and stuff because now I don't know how it does to go out and get pictures, but if you get Sora to generate an image for you, then immediately any free stuff uh, gets knocked. The way the conversation goes is this will switch models to a different free model after my time's run out for Grok or for ChatGPT, whatever it is, 5 or something, I forget, whatever the latest model is, and then it will switch to a like a lesser model, right, for free. But if I tell it to generate an image, it will automatically stop, and I can't continue the conversation at all. It won't switch back to a different model. So that's why I don't tend to ask about pictures or about doing anything special. Although you can ask it to go out to the web, and I think that's still on the free thing, no matter what. So that's kind of okay, I think. So if I want something to come up with um, some links to something, I should probably be using something like Grok, right? That's why I use multiple AI deals. Um, there we go. So maybe I should do that. We'll go to Grok, and Grok kind of knows our conversations because it's able to remember. Um, so um, I'm adding a location in my game that's a hotel room in a fantasy game, Enchanted Lands. You can refer back to some of our previous conversations. I think I can do that. Anyways, um, and I'm going to be adding a vanity desk with drawers and a mirror on top, and also just a general table where you might eat a meal or play cards or whatever. Um, and I'm trying to figure out if there's a layout where a separate vanity is in the main room and a regular table and a couple of chairs is also there. Um, could you find some links to some hotel layout, hotel hotel room layouts? Maybe some images to see if I can realistically do this. Do this. Okay, we'll say it comes up, and I should be able to. It's just I'm gonna have it do all the kind of the heavy lifting here. So okay, so what I'm gonna do here is she is stepping away. Okay, 005. This is gonna be P4, T5, P4, right? Uh, T5, P4. Um, Little manly vampire sleuthing. That. And we're going to copy this. We'll see. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the underscores in here. That and paste. Okay. Like so. P. Oh, P1, P2, P3. And I haven't saved this yet, so it should be okay. 3 like that. And then this one is P4. Right? It's T5, right? T5, yep. Gentlemanly vampire sleuthing. Okay. Junior Suites. Smaller standard rooms. The desk is sometimes doubles as dining surface, but separate setups are separate for mid-tier hotels, where you see a long desk, work desk slash vanity often against a wall, and compact round or square bistro table, 2 to 3 diameters with 2 chairs near the window. That's actually that is what I'm talking about too. Desk dining, right? Okay. TV console, mini bar, wardrobe with mirrored doors, entry lobby. There's the bathroom there. Uh, what's this? This is oh, so this is the dressing table right here. Actually, that's perfect. That's a perfect idea. Of course, it's going to be oriented just slightly differently in here, but it's going to be kind of like that. This is going to actually be near the drawer, near the door, near the main door. Um, desk near power. Okay. Mob for your main room. Site monitor. Okay. All right. So I'm going to take a little creative license here since it's a fantasy comedy adventure. Uh, the dressing table vanity will be near the front door to the room, and the smaller round table will be, let's see, the smaller round table will be um, toward the back where, I don't know, is there a window in there? Let's see, she's taken one of the, that's a thought, because I didn't think about where by location. Is there a window? I haven't even. It's like things you don't even think about. It's a logic thing, right? Okay, so but there is going to be a window. So if you're picturing the hotel up here and the rows, in fact, honestly, the map room can actually be there. So that could literally be the front of the hotel, right? Right, because the kitchen is kind of goes in like this, and it's near the front. It goes up to the guest room, and then once you go out, it's that hallway, and so that's that first hallway, and so that means that the yeah, that actually works perfectly. It works perfectly. So the window is actually the front of the hotel. That'll work. That'll work. Um, Toward the back. By the window. And not that it matters to you any, but that's technically the front of the building. So they have windows there. So in reality, the front door is actually toward, it's actually inward toward the hallway, whereas the window is the front of the building. Front door as you're going into the room from the hallway. Anyways, uh, oh, it's actually doing some more search though. I don't know if I'll get this done today. I mean, it should be like really, really quick, but I don't know. Uh, Love this creative license, a smart immersive flow. From the hallway door, players hit the vanity first for a quick look. Uh, then path opens to the bed with the round table tucked by the window for that prime front of the building view. Great for eavesdropping on street quest or dramatic card bluffs near the enchanted moonlight. Okay. Totally realistic in mid-range hotels. Bistro tables perched by windows for light meals. Your orientation nails the hallway inward. Okay. Work desk. Yeah. That'll be fine. Street view from the building, round table, four cards, meals, bed, bathroom, entry door, vanity desk. That sounds good. That actually that actually works pretty good. I can actually copy this, interestingly enough, and that's I mean it's what I was thinking of anyway, so it's not like okay. All right. Not that it's the you know it's there's like a bunch of spaces in here, but I guess it doesn't really help that much. But I'll just leave it in there anyways. It doesn't really matter if it doesn't work 100%, but same idea. Door bottom left, bath adjacent, bistro table. Okay. Well, thanks. That helps a lot. So I'll get back to I'll get back to it. All right. So with that out of the way, we are going to. Okay. So oh, oh there's a few. There's one more thing that I was sort of having a problem with. Okay, so the count is going to uh, search the. Okay, so there's a fake princess that's using the princess's hotel room while she's um, tied up in the wine cellar. Um, and the count needs to search the fake princess's hotel room. So I was chatting with ChatGPT. Luckily, these AIs, these chatbots aren't like jealous of each other or something, you know. So you were chatting with ChatGPT, huh? I wasn't good enough for you. So I was chatting with ChatGPT, um, and coming up with a way to keep the count being little and we especially since he's a vampire. Um, but he's a good guy and doesn't actually drink blood in my game world. Um, while still searching a few spots for some clues to the little princess's whereabouts. Whereabouts. Um, so one thing was, of course, he wouldn't go into the dresser to search the unmentionables. Uh, but he could search through the dressing table vanity because it's just going to have makeup or whatever. So not too personal. What was the other thing? Let me go back here. So closet, vanity, desk, fireplace, windows, walls, prime real estate. Um, Um, and then the closet was a thing that I was thinking could be an issue, a potential issue, but I'm going to have it be partially open, and it's just going to have outer wear in it if you dresses or whatever. Um, and so I'm thinking of a third place to search that wouldn't uh, make it creepy. Doesn't make it creepy. Let's see what it. So I'm still trying to find that third place. I mean, I guess you wouldn't go in the bathroom, right? Because that would be too personal, right? I'm keeping everything pretty family friendly, pretty all ages appropriate here, so we don't want to venture into that creepy territory. Now, if I was doing some sort of, mystery movie or whatever, um, the main character, the investigator, might be going into everything, even into personal stuff, because that's part of the story. But then again, that wouldn't be necessarily be a like a super family friendly. It wouldn't be. I mean, I could still make it all ages appropriate, but it wouldn't be. It'd be less creepy because he has to kind of get into that stuff. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to make sure that it's not creepy, right? But I still want to have this thing in here because I decided that I don't know if you remember Secret of Monkey Island, where you go to that shop, and I think it's where you get like a pickaxe or whatever for when you're like digging for or shovel. It was a shovel, wasn't it? Shovel, yeah. Where Guybrush had to pick up a shovel, and to find the sword master, you had to follow the shopkeeper whenever you left. And I remember just totally not figuring out that I could follow the shopkeeper. I think I looked up something up, or I asked somebody or something, and they said to do that, and so that's when I was able to solve that. So in here, the fake princess is going to be she's going to be loving her wine, and there's going to be a couple of times where you have her go down to the wine cellar because the count's trying to figure out where the princess is, right? Um, Now, of course, you as a player kind of already know, but the account doesn't know, Hubert doesn't know, John doesn't know. Okay, and so I'll make this part of a puzzle later when I'm actually doing a real either a real full text based parser based text adventure, or even just a full point and click thing, and that's going to be part of the deal is to get her out of the room so that she can search it. Now, the way the one of the ways that I'm going to handle this, of course, uh, is like no creepy, right? So he's going to search the vanity, but he's not going to search the dresser, right? The closet's going to be partially open. It's just going to have some outerwear in it, whatever. There might be a clue in there, but I'm just saying that I'm not going to do anything that makes you automatically think creepy. And so I'm still thinking of the third thing, but basically, you're going to do it enough times that you're going to end up following her down to the wine cellar. Now, in text in this phase one, it's just going to be a couple of pages. It's just going to be a page that says, each time he tries to do it, and she comes back, just like the shopkeeper did. She comes back whenever he tries to look into something or tries to open something, and so uh, in reality, he's not going to get to be able to do much searching, but I'm gonna have that thing in there where she comes back just in time every time. But the idea is you have to keep her doing it enough times to where you realize she's going down to get her wine somewhere, and that maybe you should follow her. You know, perfect third spot, the round table by the window. It's ideal. No intimate vibes like better bath. The count completely tidy scattered napkins or papers. Check room service menu. A prime clue spot for wine cellar hints like extra bottles to cellar, comedy gold. Yeah, that's not too bad. I guess I could go ahead and add the table as the thing. Non-creepy public furniture like glancing at a cafe table, no drawers to rummage, just surface scan, lift, placemat. Realistic, clue synergy, wine receipt, uh, vanity. Um, yeah, he probably isn't gonna even open the drawers on the vanity because she's gonna come back, I could put the dress. Well, no, I decided I wasn't going to do the dresser at all. Right? He's not gonna even going to try that. He's gonna make a reference to it, saying, a vampire never, you know, looks through, rifles through a woman's lady's dresser or something. Something to that effect. Right? Round table, vanity, closet. Leaves ample paths at nightstands, bedside queen, bed standard. Yep. If you want 4 spots, nightstand, bedside table, top surface drawer only one, one drawer only. Just checking time on the clock. If you want 4 spots, yeah, I can't really do 4 spots. I got to do 3. Uh, um, but maybe I could combine the nightstand and the table. It can't 3 choices because sometimes they grow exponentially. Although 4 wouldn't be a big deal right now because there's not a lot going on. Actually, you know what? I can do 4 spots, can I? Because I'm not doing the full. We're not doing the thing of where you do everything. Well, actually, what I was going to do is I was going to do. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, thanks. Will do. Basically, the the count has to do it enough times or gather enough clues to figure out to follow the imposter to the uh, ultimate ultimately to the wine cellar. So that will probably work. Total 3 clues. Inventory combines and cellar conspiracy note. Auto follow imposter stealth trail to cellar. Replay buffer randomize clue order per visit. Skills easy. Add nightstand for 4 clue variant if the room feels sparse. Now that will be all. Thanks. I'll get it going here. Okay. Welcome that. All right. So, again, I guess tomorrow will be when I finish this, but we're gonna go ahead and put a couple more deals in there. I'm actually gonna put I'm still gonna put 3 here, and they're only gonna be 3. So I'm not gonna do all the extra. Let's see something here. Uh, okay. I'm gonna count these. Gentlemanly vampire sleuthing. The rescue plan. Okay. So that's a total of 17 pages so far. If I add 3 more, it's going to be 20 pages, which is fine for space. Um, I don't know if... Okay. So I'm going to combine the table and the nightstand into a deal. Let's see. I could also place a dress with a wine stain draped over the bed. Hmm. Just one motifs, patterns emerge, cellar whispers, follow her to the wine cellar. Genius addition, zero creep factor, max thematic punch, draped over the right over the bed's foot or headboard, totally realistic. Stock photos or have just changed. Hotel mess. And the count spots it instantly. No bed touching required. Plain sight clue for your wine cellar trail. One cannot ignore such a vivid spill upon the linens. Okay. Hmm. Okay. So the fact that she goes down every time to... Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. In fact, she could go down and up. This is kind of cool because in the full version though, not in this phase one here, but the full version can be a couple of times. He can be in the room or hiding, and she would go a couple of times. She'd just go down because she didn't like the taste of the wine. She'd come back up. At one point, she could, and then she could be done drinking the wine, come back up, um, which is what you do if you wait. Or you could cause her to leave again a couple of times, and each time she'd come back up, right? Okay, so what's let me see here. Oh, what do I have? Oh, bomb. It's evolving like a murder detective. Yeah, sort of, huh? Exactly. Ooh, what's this one? I like this image right here. This elevates the scene. Dang, so close now. This elevates the scene, detective more comedy perfection, spot on. Yeah. Um, so what would be some good clues uh, to make the count uh, decide to want to follow her? I mean, I suppose if she did it enough times, yeah. I like this picture. Okay. I mean, I suppose if she did it enough times, the player would get the idea. Of course, in phase one here, I'm only describing it happening a few times, but in the full version, uh, I'll probably put that in as a puzzle or a thing you need to do or a thing thing you need to do. Yeah, just my cup, just my cup of tea. Okay. Clues the breadcrumb. Follow that fraud to the cellar now. Perfect for your early ones. Plant suspicion. Clues are modular, randomized, whatever. Prime clue set. Vanity. Crumpled room service napkin. Best pocket cork. Scribbled. Oh, wait, clue item. Lipstick tube. Cap loose. Smear reads. BC. Midnight urgent. Crumpled room. Service napkin. 2 times wine cellar. No questions. One rope. Dress pocket. Cork. Scribbled. Map scrap. Wine stained gown. Fresh spell. Progressive logic. Player agency. Puzzle flow. Mm-mm-mm. I still gotta think, I guess. Tier T is good. Yeah. Um. Okay. So okay. So I still gotta think of. Okay. Um. Okay. So the clues. The clues that he needs to follow her to the wine cellar. Okay. For one thing, you're gonna know right off the bat she's a little tipsy. She actually talked to her friend Mabel through the two-way mirror. It's a magic mirror, so the vanity mirror doubles as a two-way magic mirror. So she's talking to her friend that she was paid, or she was hired to impersonate the princess, and that she could have all the wine she can drink. So right there, you know that she's a wino right there. There's going to be a couple of times where uh, like I said, she leaves the room several times. There's going to be one part where she leaves the room because she doesn't like the taste of this wine. I hate the taste of this wine, so I guess I'll have to go and get some more. Um, you know, maybe I mean that'd be pretty obvious anyways. I mean it'd still be obvious to you to follow her anyways, probably. And that's kind of okay. But okay, so there's that. There's she actually finishes off a bottle of wine. She's just like, oh, I can't be, this dry now. What I don't know how. But anyway, she'll be acting kind of drunk. She'll be saying something like, I need, I'm all, dried out. I need to go get me another bottle of wine or something. And then she kind of wanders out again. She comes back, and then there's going to be a time where the count is waiting there, and he decides that he's going to take it upon himself to get her to leave the room again. And he actually spills her bottle at one point, where she's like, "Oh darn, I spilled it," and she like leaves and comes back again. Um, so my idea is what would be the right clues to suggest that to the player to follow her. Even though I'm just doing it in a few pages here, what could I say that will actually make him decide to follow her? Um, and I think at one point I had where she actually literally said where the princess was, and if I'm making this a game, maybe they wouldn't even tell her where the princess was. They're just hiring her for the thing, or maybe she's seen the princess. Actually, be more logical if she saw the princess. Um, Let's see. Okay, let me run the spry grok here again. Let me run this by. Oh darn it! It's 3:30. Ah. Okay, I guess I got to quit for the day. So, thanks everybody for joining. When I run out of time, I run out of time because I got obligations and stuff, and so I guess we're gonna have to finish this tomorrow. Um. So here, let me. Everything is right. Everything is saved here, right? As far as okay. So we're gonna copy this. Copy. Put this in here. Paste. Okay. And I'm just going to go ahead and save it there, say room data, and I'm just going to say thanks for watching, and I will see you tomorrow. We'll try again tomorrow. We'll try to finish it tomorrow. If I can figure out these clues, then I can do this. I can do this. Okay. Let me do my little end recording. Just a second. Today is Thursday, January 8th, 2026, and I added a few more things. I actually got the princess stuff here, and then I'm starting to work on the count stuff, and I added 4 more rooms, and so I'm in the process of adding a few more things here. So that's what I'll be doing next. Okay, that about does that. Yep. Cheers. Yep. Thanks, Rook. Thanks, Bomb. Thanks, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow. Thank you for watching part 2.